Hey everybody, welcome to Crack Pack Tuesday number 84 on the Mana Leak. I'm John as always, and we've got ourselves another pack of Kaladesh. Hopefully a good one, hopefully not one of these garbage packs that we've had week in, week out, but I'll open this up, see what's in it, and see what we would take. Pack one, pick one, if this was a draft. Up first, we have Herald of the Fair. Herald of the Fair is 2 and a white for a creature human. It's a 3/2. When it enters the battlefield, target creature you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn. It's a fine card. You're never super excited to play it, but if you have one, you'll play it if you have a spot. Never a first pick. It's a very mid-pack, late mid-pack pickup. Up next, we have High Tide Hermit. High Tide Hermit is 4 and a blue for a creature crab. It's a 4/4. It's got Defender. When it enters the battlefield, you get 4 energy, and you can pay 2, and it can attack as though it didn't have Defender until end of turn. It's a fine card if you're in a heavy energy deck. I actually don't mind it if you're in a heavy energy deck, but it's not something that I'd be, going out of my way to pick up early or anything like that. It's kind of mid-pack when you know you're already sort of going down that route. Up next is Built to Smash. Built to Smash is a single red mana for an instant. Target attacking creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. If it's an artifact creature, it gains trample until end of turn. I don't mind playing the first Built to Smash, but I prefer Built to Last a lot more because it's way more versatile. Remember, this is target attacking creature only. You cannot use this to save a creature anywhere other than in combat when you are the one attacking with it. That being said, in an aggressive red deck where you're storming in with Renegade Freighters and things like that, this can be an absolute beating. Fine card, but never a first pick. Up next, we have Kuja Seed Sculptor. Kuja Seed Sculptor is a 1 and a green creature elf druid. It's a 1/1. When it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. It's a good card. It's just a solid, fine card. It's 2/3 for 2 if you don't have a target. Otherwise, the target or the counter goes somewhere else, and you feel totally fine about that. This is one of those cards where I would never want to first pick this, but if the pack was garbage, I would consider it. It would be in consideration. For now, we'll keep it out of frame because it's not something that I'm intending to ever first pick. Up next is Attune with Ether. Attune with Ether is a single green mana for a sorcery. Search your library for a basic land, reveal it, put it in your hand, and then shuffle your library, and you get 2 energy. I was down-ish on this card to begin with, and I never really saw why people were so high on it. I still don't take this higher than about 4th pick, and I definitely know that some people think of this as a 2nd pick, or even a 1st pick, and I definitely disagree with that, but I still think it is a relatively high pick. It can do amazing broken things in this format, and it's the deck that I think makes this format fun. And if you get that deck, you have a great experience, and if you don't, you have a much less good experience, especially on Magic Online, where you may just play against this deck every single match because it's cross-pod play. Anyway, it's not a card that I would super intend to first pick, but it could be in the running. Who knows how bad this pack could be? Up next, we have Giant Spectacle, 1 and a red for enchantment aura, enchanted creature. Enchanted creature gets +2/+1 and has menace. I don't mind Giant Spectacle. I think this is a slightly less good version of Madcap Skills, which was very, very, very good. Madcap Skills was this card, except it was +3/+1 instead of +2/+1. It's still fine, and it can still do some really, really intense things if you curve out, especially if you do, and I have done this, Inventor's Apprentice, slap on a Giant Spectacle, swing in for 3. Next turn, drop an artifact, swing in for 4, basically unblockable on turn 3. And you've already done 7 damage by turn 3. Ridiculous. It can do some broken things. Never a high pick. This should be late mid-pack, if not just late pack pickups. So don't go out of your way for these, but don't be afraid to play them. They're not terrible. Next up, we have Die Young. Die Young, I don't mind. I know a lot of people don't like it. I think it's fine. 1 and a black for a sorcery. Choose target creature. You get 2 energy. Pay any number of energy. That creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. How is it exactly worded? I was going to try to read it off memory. The creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn for each energy paid this way. It's removal. And I've seen packs. Last week's pack, in fact, had 0 removal. There are packs that just have no removal. So sometimes you gotta take removal. And I think this is a first pickable removal card. I think it's a borderline case. I think it's really on the edge. But I think you can first pick it in some of these packs. I would first pick it over the Seed Sculptor and over the Attune with Ether. Next up, we have Weld Fast Monitor. Weld Fast Monitor is 3 generic mana for an artifact creature lizard. It's a 3/2, pay a red, gets menace till end of turn. Fine creature, you're happy to play this in red, and if you're not in red, you don't really play it. It's about the end of the story there. Not much else to say. Never going to first pick it. Up next is Pressure Point. Pressure Point is 1 and a white for an instant. Tap target creature, draw a card. I don't like Pressure Point. I don't ever play it. I know I've seen a lot of people say, oh, but this time I tapped a creature and it let me win the game. That's cool. There's 99 other times where it didn't do that. It just sat in your hand, or it just drew a card and did nothing important. It's not a great card. Don't go out of your way to play this. If you have a spot, I guess you can play it, but there's probably something better in your pool. So Pressure Point, I'm out. Final common is Riparian Tiger. Very good card. 3 green for a creature cat. It's a 4/4 with trample. When it enters the battlefield, you get 2 energy. Whenever it attacks, you can pay 2 energy to give it +2/+2 until the turn. Riparian Tiger is solid. It's just one of these solid green commons that honestly shouldn't be common. It should be an uncommon. It's one of the symptoms of this set being a bit unbalanced, I think. Not as much as Thriving Rhino, but similar. Definitely similar. It's a very first pickable card. It just kills people. It just kills everything in its way. 6/6 trample, busted. Our first uncommon is Arbor Stomper, another busted green card. 3 green for a creature beast. It's a 5/4. It's got trample. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 5 life. This is ridiculously similar to Thragtusk, which was a very powerful rare from M13? M14? I don't remember where it was. Anyways, it was a very good card, and this is also a very good card. Solidly first pickable. Just a 5/4 trample eats a lot of things in this format, especially if your opponent's not in green, which if you're in pod play, there's a decent chance that they're not. If you're in cross-pod play on Magic Online, there's a decent chance that they are, quite frankly. Arbor Stomper, solidly first pickable. Next uncommon is Contraband Kingpin. Contraband Kingpin is blue-black for a 1/4 Etherborn Rogue. It's got lifelink, and when an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, scry 1. It's a fine card, but I'd never first pick it. There are some gold cards that I would first pick. This was simply not one of those cards, so out of the question. Our final uncommon is a 4 generic mana artifact creature Thopter. It's a 3/2. It's a Snare Thopter. I don't think I said the name. It's got flying. It's got haste. Yeah, Snare Thopter is very good. I would consider first picking it, especially because it keeps me totally open. I think Die Young is just out of the question here, and Snare Thopter can come on in for the ride. Our rare is a mythic rare. It is Miss Saheeli Rai, Planeswalker. 1 blue-red for a Planeswalker Saheeli. She enters with 3 loyalty counters. I'm going to have to read this off camera. +1, scry 1. Saheeli Rai deals 1 damage to each opponent. -2, create a token that's a copy of target artifact or creature you control, except it's an artifact in addition to its other types. That token gains haste. Exile it at the beginning of the next end step. Her -7, search your library for up to 3 artifact cards with different names, put them onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. Saheeli Rai, she's a Planeswalker, first pick, right? No, she's not good. She's not Tybalt bad, but she's not great. She's pretty mediocre. She doesn't really impact anything. She doesn't really defend herself at all. I don't really care for Saheeli Rai. If this was an F&M where we keep our rares, which you should, I can't stand rare redraft. I think it's a terrible store practice. But if you're keeping your rares and if she's still worth even a few dollars, I might first pick her for value, depending on what the prizes are. But in a real draft, like in a competitive draft, in a top 8 draft, etc., she's not on my radar. I would be passing her for sure, and I would be looking, I think, at the Arbor Stomper. Snare Thopter keeps you very open, and that's great. But Arbor Stomper is just so impactful that I do think I take the Arbor Stomper. Let me know what you would have taken in the comments down below. Would you have taken the Stomper? Would you have taken the Thopter? Would you have taken the Planeswalker? Let me know down below. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can find me on Twitter at TheManaLeak. That's L-E-E-K, like the vegetable, not the card. You can also find me at Facebook.com/TheManaLeak, Twitter, Twitch.tv/TheManaLeak, and Patreon.com/TheManaLeak. As always, click that thumbs up icon if you like the content. Click subscribe if you want to see more. But if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, let me know. Otherwise, see you all next time.